a driver built the world's most renowned sports car. Cars have become a part of the civilized world, attracting much attention in cities around the world. We cannot imagine a life without cars. Even those who ride bikes for short distances prefer cars only for long trips. Car types can be divided into two categories. One is the luxury cars that have been in use since the time of our forefathers. Another is the sports cars that the masses look at differently. At the beginning of the 20th century, the automobile industry saw several phases of change. Only urban areas had adequate road infrastructure to accommodate cars, but not even a trace of cars was visible in the villages. Northern Italy is no exception. Only a small number of local manufacturers were present in the Italian automobile industry. Local engineers worked in those companies which operated like a mechanic shop. Alfredo Ferrari is one of them, a metal worker in Modena. He was also a car mechanic. He knew all the technology in the car he had. He hired his son Enzo to help him. In return, he taught his son to drive. Enzo dreamt of becoming a great race car driver. During the First World War, Ferrari and his eldest son joined the Italian army to fight. The influenza epidemic of 1916 claimed the lives of both father and son, and so did the family business of Ferrari. Enzo, a loner, joined the Army Iron Works in 1917 and worked for a year. After his evacuation, Enzo, jobless and impoverished, got a job as a driver delivering vehicle metal chassis for the military. Traveling frequently from Turin to Milan for work, Enzo had the opportunity to interact with car technical engineers and former car racers. Enzo got a chance to participate in car races through them. In 1919, Enzo finished fourth in his first car race at the hilly location of Burma Poziadi. He then raced Alfa Romeo in 1920. In 1923, won the track race held in Ravino at the Savio track and attracted a lot of attention. Enzo's victory came as a surprise to many because it is not easy to win at the Savio track. Count Enrico Barca and his wife, a famous wealthy man, were amazed by Enzo's talent. They presented Enzo with a black horse-shaped emblem in memory of their son, who died with many achievements as a military pilot. After that, Enzo started Scuderia Ferrari and won many races with Alfa Romeo. After Alfa Romeo became independent, Enzo was its manager for a year and then started a company called Autoavio. Unable to compete with Alfa Romeo for the next 4 years, Enzo provided passengers for Mussolini's fascist government with its factory making machine tools and aircraft spare parts. In 1940, Enzo decided to build his own race car. Over the next 4 months, he produced a race car model called the AC815. Nikini model cars manufactured by Enzo are also popular. Enzo's factory was bombed during World War II. Within a year, the Enzo had recovered and produced its first modern race car, the Ferrari 125S. The V-shaped 6-cylinder race car was a huge hit. In 1952, Alberto Ascaria won the F1 car race driving a Ferrari Depot 500 race car. The next year's race was also won by Ascaria with a Ferrari car. Between 1957 and 1961, 3 exclusive race cars were introduced. During this time, senior Ferrari employees wrote to Enzo protesting against Enzo's wife Laura's interference in management. But Enzo fired the letter writers. This was a huge setback for Ferrari. For 3 years in a row, it struggled to compete in the market. After hiring new engineers, Enzo sold 50% of the company to Fiat to expand the company. After that, he introduced cheap sports cars to be used by many upper-class people. Enzo died in 1982. Before that, Ferrari introduced the F40 sports car to celebrate the company's 40th anniversary. The Ferrari F40 was the best-selling car in Enzo's memory. Enzo's successor, Piero, sold 90% to Fiat for a huge sum, retaining only 10% of Ferrari and the position of vice president. After that, Jean Todt, who took the helm of Ferrari after 1993, steered the company back to the path of growth. He signed Michael Schumacher, a race car driver, for $60 million. As far as car races are concerned, not only the players but also the companies are awarded the trophy. Michael Schumacher won the next 3 international races since 2001 to bring glory to Ferrari. A special edition of 499 LaFerrari cars, worth $1.4 million, was released to great acclaim. A single Ferrari sports car was produced and auctioned off to raise funds during the Italian earthquake. 350 special edition cars went on sale to celebrate the company's 70th anniversary. The self-confidence and effort of a single person named Enzo has been the reason for achieving such great growth, to the extent that the term sports car is synonymous with the brand Ferrari.